Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about a kind of a follow-up, and this is something that I keep seeing in the comments and stuff like this on different parts, and I'm going to kind of add to it to kind of open up and talk about stuff. So this is what the stage is after the Toei Hasbro split. Now, before we begin, if you want to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Let's talk about this. So basically I made this video because at some point, even if it's not now, tomorrow, a year, 8 years, 10 years, whatever, there will eventually be a split, because if the contract of Toei as well as Hasbro don't work, then they're going to walk around and say, hey, this isn't working, this isn't what's right. Now, when I was looking at this, I get quite a lot of kind of comments, and this is the one that I always see, and Amar's very passionate about this, and that's absolutely fine. You can be very passionate in what you want to do. That's 100%. The one thing is I keep seeing, like, there's quite a few comments in this one which kind of add up. Now, I do kind of want to put up that Mary here, she didn't, she's deleted all the comments. I can't see them on my main channel. I can't see them hidden, or not unless YouTube has removed them, or she has deleted them themselves. But obviously, if you at them, then they're still there, and you can see their sort of replies. So first of all, I don't think Hasbro will split with Toei because I don't agree with the Illumninerdi. His source didn't make sense at all, and Power Rangers Dino Fury wasn't revealed as a final season since Hasbro Toy Fair. If they got a second season, after that there will be the 30th anniversary with single seasons, which is consistent of 32 episodes, return again since RPM, because but I do want animated series to aim teenage so that they can watch Boom comic adaptation of Power Rangers. It would be awesome if Toei Animation made Power Rangers anime version. Now, I see this all the time, and again, Amar, you are literally very passionate, and but we're gonna have to talk about this, and I feel like every single time we mention anything or give our advice, you don't listen, and this is a thing. So I'm gonna say no hate to any of these guys whatsoever, but I will get heated in this. So let's break this down for the first time. I don't think, there we go. That's pretty much it. Like, you don't want to accept this. People that say that, I don't want this, Hasbro won't, Hasbro this, Hasbro that, Toei won't, Toei need this. Toei probably does not give a shit. At the end of the day, they just hand over the footage and go, there you go, there's 40, 50, 60 episodes, do what you want, we just want that check. At the end of the day, this is all about money. And obviously Hasbro, because obviously they took over the deal with Saban, and which will state in the contract that they have to have a set rules. You can't have this, you can't have that, you can have this, you can have that. And I think there is a ton of stuff in that kind of make sure that you have Power Rangers in this bubble that you can't expand. You can't do this, you can't do that. Well, Hasbro are going to turn around and say, well, we're not making any money, we're effectively just making a TV show. And Power Rangers hasn't been doing very well. Don't care if it's your favorite season and you enjoy it. At the end of the day, if it's not making money for Hasbro, Hasbro will literally see that as a failure. They did it with Beast Morphers. They said that Beast Morphers didn't kind of do as well as they expected because, whatever reason. And they took it as a learning curve, because obviously they've not really done this sort of stuff before. But when you see people go like, I don't think, or I don't want, that's the main thing. Now, you can talk about all of this like we obviously do. We've been talking about this on the channel for some time. You can have a discussion, but what comes following after this disgusts me. And I will say this, if you send any hate, if you send any death threats, because Mary does mention this, but obviously it was on another video, or whatever, she said that if people will send death threats, and if you do send them to people, you send them to other people, report on this. If you send them to the actors, if you send it to the production staff, if you send it to the sources, if we knew who they were, get out of this fandom. Do not send hate, do not send death threats. Think of it like this: how would you like it if you got that yourself? And I guarantee you the answer would be, I don't like it. So think about it. Before you hit enter on that keyboard, think about it. But if you do send death threats, get the fuck out of this fandom. And I'm sorry if that is very harsh, I don't care. You do not belong in this fandom. Power Rangers has taught you better. At the end of the day, you should get the fuck out of this fandom if you're sending threats, death threats, or you're saying like physical harm, sending that. Go fuck yourself and get the fuck out of this fandom. because we don't want you here. And if you try and argue that I shouldn't be saying that, again, you shouldn't be sending death threats or acts of physical violence or threatening people. It's fucking simple. You were brought up better than that. Anyway, I'm going to digress because I get angry when I start talking about that. Okay. So Hasbro haven't revealed anything, and that's fine. They don't have to. We're only on episode 8, I think, at this precise moment of Dino Fury. They're not going to turn around and say, oh, this is the next 5-year plan that we've got planned for it. They're going to wait to see how it works. Dino Fury is doing extraordinarily well. They're doing really well right now. So them turning around and saying this because they don't want to take any of the attention away from Dino Fury. They turn around and say, we're going to split. You're not going to watch Dino Fury. You're going to bitch and complain like you fucking always do. So they're not going to turn anything around. But you know, one thing, I'm going to say this, like, come here, I'll whisper it in your ear. Time is going to be the thing that happens. Time is going to be the thing. We've got to know what's coming up soon. They've got to announce it at either MorphCon, because that's where it always normally happens, or next year when they talk about it. I've said we'll roughly hear from this either at MorphCon or in February when we found out about Rear Soldier being adapted into Dino Fury. So he continues, obviously, at Jezza. He goes, Jezza never happened because it never happened at Hasbro. Still hasn't said anything about the rumor, and of course they're not. It's not a thing that they're going to talk about right now. It's going to be a thing where they like turn around and talk about it much later on because they want you hyped up for this series. That's the thing. That's how marketing works. They're not going to turn around and tell you exactly what's going to happen straight away. Hey guys, here's Dino Fury, but by the way, we're splitting up with Toei. Have a nice day. It doesn't work like that. They're going to turn around. You know, and even like Jezza says, we are still on season 1. What do you expect? We're like 8 episodes in. You know, they're not going to turn around and say, oh, by the way, guys, this series is coming next or whatever. We've got to wait. This is the problem with the fandom, is we don't wait. We want everything now. Hell, like if I guarantee, and this is a little bit ranty, if Hasbro turned around right now and gave you all the information, they gave you all the stuff for the next 5 years, they came to your house, handed it to you, someone would complain, oh, I don't want it because, oh my god, I just don't want it. It's like, oh, I hate this. Why would they do it? What's after 6 years? Like, it's literally, people just want to know. So I think Hasbro needs to come out and say, this is the Power Ranger like timeline which we're going to work, these are the titles, and then just say, there you go, so we know exactly what's coming on. But it will never be happy for this fandom, and that's one thing I hate about it, is we're never fucking happy. Video coming on that very soon. So I turned around and added some stuff, you can read it. So obviously Mary added in, but Jez goes, I'm guessing from this one, where the Illumninerdi have really kind of like been right on point with a lot of stuff. So obviously Jez is replying. Now, literally, this is one thing that happened. The Rear Soldier next adaptation. Now, this is when I learned about all of this and opened my eyes, because I thought with Beast Morphers being done with Go Buster footage, I thought that Tokuja would be next. And I was so adamant on that. I was like, no, Tokuja's going to be next because they're going to follow the ways it used to be. So it would be Tokuja, it would be this. Then obviously they skip the Dino Charge one, and it'd be this one. Be like, no, that's 100%. And then as soon as Hasbro turned around and said, no, yeah, we're going to be bringing out Dino Fury, I literally went, no, these guys are right, like 100%. You know, so you know, I have a lot of faith in these guys. I always do, and I'm glad that I can call them my friends now. You know, so basically, like Amara says that. So again, if you said you know this, then why aren't you accepting? Like, you don't have to accept it as gospel, but it'd be like, open your eye. But go, Hasbro splitting and Toei hasn't had any proof, but there have been things that we've seen, and as Jezza says, like, you know, okay, then why this original comment? Your statement contradicts this, which is very true. But it says, hasn't been confirmed yet. There's a difference. Airlim's video is theory. There is like a few other things, but mainly Hasbro splitting hasn't had proof. We've had the fact that Toei have moved on with Zenkaija. It is a completely different thing for what it is. It is something that not Power Ranger related, because if you look at all the previous like series, you'll see that they follow suit. You know, they follow a certain guideline, where Zenkaija is completely different. But then also, Toei took off their kind of their toy list Power Rangers. So for years it would have like Super Sentai in brackets Power Rangers, and all of a sudden it just disappeared, which means that it's slowly happening. It doesn't happen overnight. They don't ring up and go, hey, Toei, we're splitting, cool, we'll let everyone know, and then it's out the next day. These things take time. There are contracts, there is a lot of stuff in there, which means that, you know, they've got to look into it. So kind of falling down, that hasn't been confirmed yet. There's a difference. I mean, theory video. So at Mary, Power Rangers fandom ended up as toxic because no, the Power Rangers fandom's always been toxic to some degree. You turn around and say that you like a series, someone beats you down because it's not theirs. Hell, go look at the video on where I rated Power Rangers seasons that I wanted, in my opinion, and I get absolutely torn apart mainly every single day or every couple of weeks, where it's like, that's not my favorite series, you are fucking wrong. Just go look at it. It's so much thing. There's things where you can accept people for what they like, but in theory and in general, the fandom has always been very toxic, and I hate saying that because I fucking love the fandom. So, you know, it's like you just have to block it all out. But, you know, you don't like Tommy, you're the fucking worst person in the fucking world. Hell, people send death threats because of that shit, and that's not right. So he just analyzes if Hasbro was really ending partnership, even though Illumninerdi made his original source, so they're cracking down. Like, if they're happening, it's happening. You know, it again doesn't happen overnight. You know, the Illumninerdi have sources. Now, this is the thing I want to bring up. Sources. People think that you need to turn around and you need to outsource it all the time. Hey, my source is Fred from accounting, and he told me this. You know, he literally had it on his desk that they were getting rid of this and blah, blah, blah. If the Illumninerdi turned around and said, our source is Fred, guaranteed you'd have people searching him up straight away, sending him messages, death threats, everything, saying, how dare you say this about my beloved Power Rangers, my beloved Power Rangers, it can't be that, you are evil, you should not be it, I'm going to get you fired. So then Fred gets fired, he loses his job because of some fandom that, or some fan that doesn't like the fact that they had their feelings hurt or their feelings aren't into consideration. And I know this, I know all of this from, you know, if the fandom doesn't like, you know, if the fandom gets hurt with their feelings. I saw it with Bandai, and believe me, that shit was not good. And I'm talking about personal hand where I actually spoke to people from Bandai because of something, but I'm not going to talk about that because I could be here for fucking days. But again, if a source gets outed, then that source then turns around and tells all the other people, don't trust this news place, do not trust these people, because at the end of the day, they will just ruin it for you. And I guarantee you, nothing would it be open up, not to the Illumninerdi, not to any other of your favorite Power Ranger website or news outlet or whatever, your favorite YouTuber, what not. You will never hear anything from it, and Hasbro will clamp down harder than anything. And I know how much the fandom loves brand new news. I love how they want to know what the next adaptation is. I know how much they like leaks because we see it all the fucking time. Take that away, and I'll give you another little bit of story about Bandai. So do you remember when you had the Legacy collection, where they had these legacy items on board, where they said no flash photography, and fans still took pictures and released it, and Bandai closed very hard on that to make sure that no one from the press, regardless of who it was, who would take photos and share it, they clamped down because of leaks and stuff, because one person said that they wouldn't do it, and they knew who the fan was, and they literally shut it down. Do you want that? No. Now, this is the one thing here that I kind of want to talk about, is literally Justin at Minimai31 JNM. I'm just going to call you Justin on this. Now, this is where this really angers me. The guy's lying scumbag idiot making fake news about the media claiming that Toei and Hasbro are splitting up. That was from last year. Who are you calling a lying scumbag? Are you talking about me? Are you talking about the Illumninerdi and stuff? Because at the end of the day, we've started to see the process of how they're actually moving along. He's an idiot who lies. Again, you've got no proof, because again, you know, when the rumor does happen, and if it does, and you know, I hope all you people who have been bragging about this and going on and on and on, I hope you apologize. And I want to see videos. I want to see proper posts. I want to see stuff that you actually turn around and say, I'm really, really sorry for lying. I didn't mean for to go against you. I didn't mean to attack you. I didn't mean to do this. I'm so sorry. I want to see that shit. Oh, okay. This is another big one. Oh, he will, because he will get sued by Toei. No, he won't, because it's, again, a news piece, they will not get sued because that's not how it works. And plus, Toei would have to have an international lawsuit, and those lawsuits are fucking expensive. So they're not going to do it at all. They're not going to sue, and they won't go through anyone else like, oh, they'll just use Hasbro to sue. They won't, because Hasbro will then have to like pony up and give money out. It doesn't work. So again, I don't know what Mary said because I didn't see it and I didn't get to screenshot it. I agree, it's wrong and it's out of order. Who knows what happened 1 year ago? For that idiot making false news, play the next Hasbro toy is going to split is one crooked bastard. Stop attacking people. Stop calling people names because you're hurt. This doesn't work. It just makes you look like a massive fucking prick all the time. And you might be a really good person, but when you start attacking like, oh, I don't believe it because your feelings are fucking hurt, it just doesn't make sense. Either wait for it, but just don't call people names for no reason. So here, either give copyright and get taken down Illumninerdi source. No, because at the end of the day, it's a writing piece. Does Marvel and DC go after all these other like websites that turn around and talk about Marvel and DC? Do they turn around and say, we don't like that, so we're going to take this down? No, they don't, because it's a news piece. It's an opinion. It's something different. It's not going to be like, I just feel like everyone here right now just feels like you're just instantly going to attack. It feels like everybody is mad because their feelings are hurt. And that's literally what this is all down to. This is feelings. You know, I could turn around and say there are some Power Rangers series that I don't like and that's hurt my feelings. Do I go after and attack people? No. Do I go after news outlets and have a go at people because they report on what they want to report? No. I wait. Time is a thing, guys. Fucking time is a thing where, you know, at the end of the day, we'll get it at some point. If it splits, it splits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But for sending threats, for sending hurt towards any of these people, the Illumninerdi, the Ranger actors. Okay, so very briefly with Chance, right? At the end of the day, Chance broke news, but no hate towards him, is it? Because no one sends him hate because he's a Ranger. At the end of the day, he's pretty much said, oh, there's this coming out, but Hasbro haven't said anything. So maybe, you know, you should give the courtesy of respect to people that report the news that, you know, if it happens, it happens. But again, like, I know the second that the Illumninerdi, all this stuff happened, you guys won't fucking say anything. You'll just kind of pass it on like it doesn't work. So I will call all of you out. If you keep acting like this, I'll just keep calling you out like I did here. Like this whole thing here that I did talk about. Go have a look on the video. It's all there. But yeah, don't send hate. Don't fucking send hate. Don't be that fucking prick that does. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make you look big. It makes you look like a fucking shitty scumbag. And if you're sending death threats to people because your feelings are hurt, go fuck yourself and get out of this fandom. We don't want you here. And if anyone condones that they believe that they're in the right, like, you know, for sending these threats, go fuck yourself as well. Get out of here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? If you like this sort of content, you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as this cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。